What a wonderful evening.
said Felix Seward, a student of HTV coming back from his classes late evening after a day full of coding and web designing.
I wonder what I can do now that my classes have finished.
Thought Felix to himself. Suddenly, he heard a voice from behind.
Felix, let's go party!
Those were a few of his friends from his dormitory.
Interesting.
Was his reply while walking along with his friends to the nearest bar. An interesting thing about Felix was that as good as he was in studying, maintaining his grade at 1.3 in his studies, he was better at partying and evidently the bar fight that happened afterwards. After a long night of drinking, one man sitting beside him tried to talk to one of his friends and ended up harassing her. Seeing this, Felix pushed the man back, while he did not know that the person friend was behind him, and he smacked Felix's head with a bottle. While he fell unconscious on the floor, his friends called the ambulance. As the attacker fled the bar. As soon as he reached the hospital, the doctors took him to the emergency room and gave him attention. After a while, Felix opened his eye. It was 4 hours in the morning. He took his phone from the side table and to his shock, he saw that he had no missed calls or messages. It took him a while to understand that there was no signal to his phone. His eye suddenly went on the date and time.
4th January 2034?
Surprised that it was his birthday the next day, while ignoring the fact that the year was 2034, it looked all the same, as if nothing had changed. He next tried going ahead for the newspaper and finally saw the year. Maybe it was the concussion that was affecting him to understand simple things. But this time he took it nicely with just one word.
Interesting.
His eyes went down a little to read the first news of the early morning news edition build.
Should we fear Tesla is here?
A small heading for yet another failure of autonomous technology by the world's leader in autonomous driving Tesla Corp. He had planned to buy an autonomous vehicle from Tesla to avoid all the late night returning from the pubs, but with extreme nagging and negative feedback from the customers and newspapers articles, he finally took a step back.
My father was right in not trusting this technology. It's better to buy a gasoline car instead of the autonomous electric car. It might as well give me more power and far reaching capacity than his 250-kilometer cars.
Sighed Felix whilst reading the newspaper article. As much as he longed to own an autonomous electric vehicle, the environmental concern was yet not there anymore. Population care less toward the CO2 emissions nowadays. He recently bought a new and better performing and low CO2 emitting Lord Mustang 8.0 liters, which was quite high in demand because of the ease of operation of the car just through your phone. Also, it was 80% manual and 20% based on the artificially intelligent behavior. Basically, what helped a person to just use his phone or any device with surety that the safety function of the vehicle will work and avoid a collision. But did anyone ever give a thought about the current environmental state? I think not. Maybe because of the recent development of engine technology which made less CO2 emissions, 50 grams per kilometer, making people more aware of the CO2 emissions, but the state of current environmental remains the same even with the high availability of raw materials needed to provide better and safer ways for battery tech. It has been quite some time for Tesla to convert the available technology to a more feasible and better one. It was nearly 6 hours when he finished reading the newspaper, and his head was still hurting. He thought of going down for a drive. Just as he was about to cross the road, the traffic lights flickered and stopped functioning, and suddenly a couple of vehicles
Oh!
shouted Felix as he saw that the vehicles were about to collide, avoided each other because of the advanced EBS and ABS system, a new patented technology topped with a little artificial intelligence which helped the driver to avoid collisions where the driver consciousness fails to work.
Everything good, man?
Asked Felix, to which the driver replied.
Yeah, man. Bad day today?
Thought Felix to himself and crossed the road to reach to the other side of the road.
I don't think a drive of beer garden will make a difference in the morning with the recent rule.
He kept on thinking to himself.
Why am I thinking so much? Have I lost my mind?
And he kept on thinking, well, the rule he mentioned here was the rule that the government implied that the vehicle having a better performance and low CO2 emissions can go inside the main city center. Roared his engine as he pushed the push to start button.
Finally, I can see the sunrise.
Said Felix as he parked the car alongside the parking area of Beer Garden. Suddenly, a guy came up to him and asked him,
Hey man, nice car. Thanks.
said Felix.
I bet my car can beat your car in a single drag race.
Said the man,
Oh, really? What car do you have and where is it? I don't see your car anywhere. I think you're drunk.
said Felix in an annoyed tone.
You think too much, man. I am from China. I have a 6-liter Geely 4x4 vehicle which can easily dump this car into the nearest trash can.
While Felix was annoyed as he told him he thought too much, he laughed at him.
What is Geely? You are a strange man. I think you should go here get yourself checked up.
Walking alongside the garden, he noticed a few old looking things on his side, which was standing there. He went close to it and saw there written.
Ride me.
It was the new Scooty Pep Electromob, and it looked quite cool,
I think I should buy one for me.
thought he to himself. He was eager to go to the university on Monday, since it was the day he finally would be working on the coding on making cheaper a new version of small Lego cars for the newly bought 3D printing machine, although the professor's remarks were making him uncomfortable.
Your research is worthless. At a time when you can create better and cheaper parts and start a business, you want to create small Lego cars for kids?
As he imitated his professor while walking.
At least it's better than the recent cancellation of the merger between FCA and Volkswagen. It should have happened and we should have seen much better cars.
Walking beside the road, he saw a group of people being aggressively waiting for the tram. So he went ahead and asked a man who was standing quietly beside the group.
Alles gut, man? Man, the time to tram arrival is 1 minute. But 1 minute is since the last 15 minutes, and I'm enjoying these people being angry. My work is 15 minutes, and I still have 1 hour to start.
While both started laughing. Ha 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 ha.
The government should do something about these boards. They should be connected enough to tell us the right time. Even my phone says it will be here in 1 minute, but at the same time, it shows departed.
As they kept on laughing, a man saw him laughing with a very annoyed face and came towards him.
Do you guys really find it funny that it is bothering us?
Asked the man, to which Felix replied.
Hell yeah!
This caused the man angrier and he pushed Felix back, to which he tripped and suddenly fell.
Hey man, are you alright?
As Felix heard a very familiar voice as he opened his eyes.
What?
He was startled to see himself in the bar while people were all around him.
That was a dream?
He asked to himself in a loud voice.
What dream, man? You have hit your head too hard. It's time to go home and sleep.
Said his friend.
But where is my Tesla? What is Tesla?
Laughed his friend.
Are you talking about Tesla? How long have I been out for?
He asked, to which he got an instant and very amusing reply.
10 minutes! Haha, bro, take me home. I need some sleep. I think I just visited the future for 10 minutes and it was amusing as anything. And maybe we can buy a drum on the way back. I am hungry.
Getting up from the position, he reconfirmed the day from his phone, 7th of June of 2019. He told his friend the complete story as he strolled towards the car, to which his friend replied in a very quirky tone.
I'm impressed by the type of dreams you have. Maybe you need to get your brain examined.
As it was, he was happy to be back and laughed at the type of the names in his dream, and went back home to sleep, probably to wake up again in 2034 someday, and probably with a better future in comparison to his dream.